Hi boys and girls, welcome to reading. Now this week in reading, we're going to be talking about poetry. Now poetry or poems are a really fun way and a different way to tell about something. And they use a couple of things. They use two different things that we're going to talk about, which is a rhythm and also rhyming. Okay? So we're going to look at two poems today, and we're looking at page 112 in our reading book. 112. Okay? And before we read our first poem, we're actually going to look at page 113. I'm going to open that here. And this is our anchor chart. It talks about a couple things about poems that we're talking about this week. This says poetry anchor chart. This says poem. Again, a poem is a really fun thing to read and gives you information in an interesting way. And a couple parts of that, as we mentioned, are rhythm and rhyme. Rhythm is how you say something. A lot of times how I see a drum, picture of a drum, we know that a drum definitely uses rhythm. Bump, 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 just like that. And in a similar way, and in the same way, we can say things like that. And a poem tends to say, in a poem, we tend to say the words in the same way. And we're going to look at that in just a second. It tends to go bump, 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 just like that. Another feature of poetry or poems is rhyme. Here I see four words. I see two groups of two words. First one says star, and then R. Do you hear that? You hear the rhyming parts of those words, star and R. The end of them sounds exactly the same, star and R, and these words rhyme. Also high and sky. Do the beginnings sound the same? No, not the beginning, the end. And we know that words rhyme when they sound the same at the end. And high and sky, they rhyme. They sound the same at the end. Okay? So now let's go ahead and go back to page 112 and take a look at our poem. This is a very famous poem. It's Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Now let's read it. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Okay, there's two parts of poetry that we just heard right there. There's the rhythm and also the rhymes. First of all, go ahead and grab a pencil and let's circle. They've already underlined it, but let's go ahead and circle. Take a closer look at it. The words that rhyme. First of all, what do you hear in the first line that sounds like the second line? Let's read it again. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Do you hear it? They've underlined it already. It makes it easy for us. Circle star and R. Remember, those are our first two words on the other page. Let's keep going. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. You hear it again? Yes. They've underlined them. High and sky. They rhyme. So star and R rhyme, and high and sky. Now let's listen to the rhythm. Kind of the beat of it. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. You hear that? You could almost count it. Let's count it. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. That's 7. I did 5 and 2 more. That's 7. Let's see if there's 7 syllables or beats on this next line. How I wonder what you are. There it is again, 7. 7 and 7. How about the last two? Up above the world so high. There it is. 5 and 2 more make 7. What do you think? The last one has the same amount of beats, the same rhythm. Like a diamond in the sky. There it is. Very good. So they all have 7 beats on there. You could almost say 7 syllables, but 7 beats, so they have the same rhythm. Kind of has the same rhythm throughout. All right, so now, boys and girls, we're going to turn our page. We're actually going to skip a couple pages here. Going to keep going. This says Poetry Collection, and we're going to read the first poem. And we're moving on past this page all the way to page 116. I'm going to fold it so you can see it. This is the poem, the second poem we're going to read today. This is called Duck Meets the Moon. Okay. This is written by Celia Warren. All right, so let's go ahead and read. Duck looks up and sees the moon. I can fly fast and be there soon. Okay, did you hear the rhyming words? What rhymed? Moon and soon. They rhyme. So let's go ahead and circle moon and soon. All right, very good. So now I see a nice illustration of the poem. He's looking up, he's seeing the moon. He says he can fly fast and be there soon. You think he can do it? Let's keep reading. Duck looks down. I made a mistake. Splash! Duck meets the moon in the lake. Oh my goodness. So what words rhymed here? Mistake and lake. They rhyme. Very good. Now, do you hear the rhythm in these lines? So that's the end of that poem. So it looks like he couldn't quite reach the moon, right? And he ended up reaching the moon, but in the water. In kind of a funny way. That's a reflection, right? So that's an interesting way, fun way to tell that story. Let's go ahead and check the rhythm of these lines. Duck looks up and sees the moon. Hey, 7. I can fly fast and be there soon. 8. Oh, okay. I'm going to write that down. 7 on the first one, 8 on the second. Okay, let's see if we see some sort of a pattern, which is what rhythm is. Duck looks down. I made a mistake. Oh, I see 8 again. Splash! Duck meets the moon in the lake. 8. Okay, so it starts with 7, and the last 3 lines have 8. Interesting. All right, boys and girls, thank you for reading some poetry with me. Have a great day.